Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Marissa, the Filipino wife in America. Today I'm back because I'm going to give you another video which is about dating a Filipino woman. Yes, so what about it? I'm going to give you signs to know or to spot to find out if your Filipino woman really loves you. So the question is, does she really love you? I will be giving you signs before you go to the Philippines. Yes. Does your Filipino woman really love you? Before we start, I'm going to give you a little bit of my story, how I met my American husband, about how many years my husband and I talked over the computer. Because basically, when you date a Filipino woman, you start online. Yes, that's how we connect to foreigners, right? Before we meet in person, we already talked virtually. That's how it is. That's the power of technology. So that's how we started as well. When my husband and I first met, it was still in Yahoo Messenger. So Yahoo Messenger for young people right now, you don't know about that because Yahoo Messenger, to be specific, was closed in 2016. Just the right time when my husband visited me in the Philippines the first time. So that was a little bit of my story. How would you know that your Filipino woman is really in love with you? So I'll give you 5 signs for you to spot on your Filipino woman. Okay, so number 1 is the basic, asking for money, or asking for gifts, or asking for anything. That's a red flag. For me, it is, because if a woman is really in love with you, she doesn't want you to think that she's only after your money. When I first started talking to my husband, I was so broke because I was a single mom. I spent for the school of my daughter. I was a public school teacher. In the Philippines, a public school teacher doesn't really earn a lot. And if you are a single mom and you are paying a house, you're buying groceries and everything, you are left with almost nothing at all. I was broke, but I wasn't looking for money. I was looking for love. I may sound corny, but this is really what happens. There are so many ways that your Filipino woman would ask you for money, but just be careful. Some of the foreigners, if not most, are really generous. So just think that you are not being abused. And she would not let you know that she is broke. I was like that. A woman who is serious, a woman who is genuine, a woman who is really in love with you, she would never ask you for anything. She would never ask you for money, no matter how broke she is. Yes, and in connection with that, number 2, your Filipino woman would always be concerned about how you spend your money. This is more on meeting in person. When you meet in person, she will always be concerned on how you spend your money. She will never ask how much money do you bring to the Philippines and how much money do you have. You would know that your Filipino woman loves you because she would never let you spend a lot for anything. She would really look for the cheaper things to buy. She would never ask you for gifts when you meet in person. She will not tell you, buy me this, buy me that. No. When you meet in person, I'm sure she would even offer you to stay in their house or parents' house. In that way, you would not really spend for any amount to pay for the rent. So when my husband visited me in 2016, I offered him to stay in the house. Even if it was too hot. Yes, this is one thing that you should remember. Some foreigners cannot tolerate heat. I guess all of them cannot tolerate heat. But when my husband visited me in the Philippines, he was just fine. And although I always see to it that he is not sweating too much and there is always water. Yes, it was really hot. There was no air conditioner in my house, but he was fine. Another thing, number 3, in connection with that, if your Filipino woman really loves you, she would take care of you. Just like every Filipino woman for that matter, we will always see to it that our boyfriend will not be sweating too much. Like me, I always wipe the sweat at the back. And when he had the shirt on, I always put handkerchief on his back so the sweat would absorb in there. From time to time, I check if that handkerchief is already wet at the back. That's number 3. The Filipino woman would always take care of you, from the food, from everything, from sunburn. I remember when we had island hopping to the Samal Island in the Philippines, in Davao City, I put sunblock on the skin, and he was even pissed because I put sunblock on the face and that hurt his eyes. That's how a Filipino woman takes care of the boyfriend if she's in love with you, or if she's in love with a boyfriend, so you won't get sick when you meet in person in the Philippines, because Philippines is so hot. Next, number 4, she will be proud to introduce you to the parents, to the relatives, or to the whole family. She will be proud to introduce you to the co-workers, to the colleagues, to the friends. I remember that when my husband visited me in the Philippines, I even brought him to the principal's office. Yes, I was proud to introduce him to my principal. I was proud to bring him in school. I introduced him to my colleagues, even to some of my students. That's one thing that your Filipino woman is truly in love with you. She will be proud to bring you anywhere. Next one, number 5. If your Filipino woman is truly in love with you, she will always focus her attention to you. She would not do anything but to take care of you only. Especially when you meet in person, you will always treasure the time that you are together. You would never want to do anything. She will not do anything, not even do the cell phones or anything. All her attention will be for you. Those are the signs that you need to spot to find out if your Filipino woman is really into you, or if your Filipino woman is really in love with you. Now, if there are signs that you know which I haven't said in here, please leave your comments down below. If you are dating a Filipino woman right now, please share your story on the comments down below. Thank you for watching. If you think you like my videos, please consider subscribing and hit the like button. If you want to be notified when I upload new videos, hit the notification bell so you will be updated when I have new videos. Thank you, and see you on my next video.